So here we want to order our fractions, and it's hard to order them right now because they don't have a common denominator. So what I would encourage you to do now is get a common denominator. 4 and 8 and 16 all go into 16. So if I'm going to turn this into a 16, I'm going to multiply by 4 in the top and in the bottom. So this would be 12/16. And 3/8 can turn into 16 by multiplying by 2 in the bottom, which means 2 in the top, so that would be 6/16. And this is 7/16. So remember the directions, that's important. Sometimes it'll ask you greatest to least, and sometimes it'll ask you least to greatest. So this time it said least first. So this is my first one, which is actually 3/8. There's the smallest. And the second one is 7/16. And the third one is 12/16. And that would be least to greatest. And I said 12/16, that's correct, but if you're working in my math lab or in a multiple choice version, it's going to be the original one. So 3/4 is the 12/16, and so that's the biggest. Looking at this bottom one, we need to turn them all into 36s. So to turn 3 into 36, I'm going to multiply it by 12, which means I multiply the top by 12 as well. To turn 6 into 36, I'm going to multiply this one by 6, which means I multiply the top by 6. And to turn this one into a 36, well, it's already a 36. So it says least. Okay, so here's my smallest one, 24/36. And here's my next one, 25/36. And 30/36 is my next one, and that's 5/6. And that goes least to greatest, smallest to largest. Okay, we already did that one. This is our last one. And whew, they saved a doozy for the last one. So what we're doing here is we are adding or subtracting. It could be adding. I didn't give you an adding, but it works the same way. The first thing you have to do is turn these into improper fractions. So remember the way that we do that is we times here and add here. Times here and add here. So this first fraction would be 8 times 3, which is 24, plus 2 would be a 26/3. And the second fraction here would be 25 plus 3 would be 28/5. Okay, and so then we'd get a common denominator and move from there. Okay, so I'm going to go through that step with all of these and then we can proceed. So if you look at this one, times plus, times plus. 2 times 13 is 26. 26 plus 1 would be 27/2. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13/9. Okay, looking at this last one, times plus, times plus. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17/4. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10/3. Okay, so that's how all of these would start. You'll get a common denominator first, and that's how they look. Let me say that differently. It's been a long day. Sorry, you get a improper fraction first. That's how they'll look when you get the improper fraction. Now, once you get the improper fraction, you will get a common denominator. You can also do the butterfly method if you so choose. And I think the butterfly method would be fine here if you wanted to use it. With this first one, I'm going to get a common denominator. 3 times 5 would give me 15. So I'm going to multiply this one by 5 so that I get a 15 on the bottom. And if I multiply by 5 on the bottom, I multiply by 5 on the top. So 26 times 5 would be 130. Okay, looking at this one, to turn it into a 15, I'm going to multiply it by 3. So that's going to give me 15 on the bottom. If I multiply by 3 on the bottom, I multiply by 3 on the top. And now I have a common denominator. So now that I have the common denominator, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to say 130 minus 84, because that's what the top looks like. 10 minus 4 is going to give me 6. And 12 minus 8 is going to give me 4. So this is going to be 46 over 15. Now you'll have to see how the multiple choice or how my math lab does. It may turn it back into a mixed number. So if they'll accept 46 over 15, great. But if they don't accept it, then you have to divide it out. 15 goes into 46 3 times. 3 times 15 would give me 45 with 1 left over. So this would be a whole number 3. 1 is the remainder over 15. And that's how it would look. Okay, I'm going to jump to the bottom one. I'll come back to the middle one later, but the bottom one's a little easier and the numbers aren't as big. If you wanted to use the butterfly method, you could. So remember, the butterfly method looks like this. I'm going to multiply this way. And I get 51. And I'm going to multiply this way, and I get 40. 4 times 10. And remember, you also multiply this way, and you get 12. So what I'm going to get with this first fraction over here on my side is I'm going to get 51 twelfths minus, and on the other one, I'm going to get 40 twelfths. Okay, and that's going to leave me with twelfths, because you keep your common denominator, and you get 51 minus 40, which would be 11 twelfths. Okay, now I showed you 2 different ways. You can do the top way or you can do the butterfly way. It's just truly up to you. 11 twelfths is a proper fraction, so you don't have to change it. Okay? So you have one more to do. That's the middle one. Okay? You can decide if you want to do it the way we did at the top or if you want to do it the butterfly way. I think I'm going to do the butterfly way. And this number is going to be really big, but that's okay. Okay, so when I multiply it, I get 63 there. 2 times 9 is 18. I think I get a 24. That's what I get. So I get a 243 on this side. And on this side over here, I get 26. Remember, I also multiply across the bottom and I get 18. So I get 243 over 18 minus 26 over 18. So when I borrow, I'm going to get a 7 and a 1 and a 2. So I'm going to get 217 over the common denominator, which is 18. Now, they're probably going to ask you to write that as a mixed number because it's an improper fraction. So we need to divide. Now keep in mind 18 is close to 20, so that's what you can do to estimate it. 18 will go into 20 one time, or 21, one time. I know 18 times 2 is 36, so that's how that one would look. So my answer to this one would be the whole number 12 with 1 left over 18. And that's how it would look.